So this week we got some guys from the 2K League that actually got a chance to play NBA 2K20 early. Big shout out to Charlie from Warriors Gaming. This is some of his takeaways from his first experience playing the game. Now keep in mind, these guys only played the demo. This was the Lakers versus the Clippers. He says that the dribbling is unlike any 2K we've seen before. All new movement animations, over dribbling is penalized by fumbling the ball and getting plucked. He said there's a lot of new animations based on momentum going towards the hoop. And as far as defense, he says that locks aren't as OP, but you can pluck the ball if you time the reaching correct. He also comments that the lanes aren't as OP either. You have to be squared up to get passing lane steals. And as far as badges, he says that so many new badges that affect gameplay in various ways, whether it be downhill movements and angles or on-ball defense. So shout out to Charlie from Warriors Gaming on that insight. Adding to what Charlie had to say, Alex chimes in and says that crabbing is still in the game as well. I would just say that it's easier to get back in front of your opponent and it happens less often. So far, Alex and Charlie feel like the gameplay is what's changed so dramatically and that 2K20 isn't going to feel like any 2K we've ever played before. Now back to Mike Wang and his responses to the community over social media. Gamehead2K says, is Euro Specialist going to be in 2K20 or is it going to still be called Acrobat? Mike Wang says there's a new badge called Fancy Footwork that helps you get past defenders with advanced gathers on the floor, and Acrobat is still there to help you finish at the rim. Now we've got John Thaddeus Evans. Are we going to get save ball animations on the sidelines where we can actually save the ball, not just dive for the ball? Mike says yeah. We also added the ability to pass out mid-dive, so you don't have to wait till you get all the way to the seated position like before. And that's really good because a lot of us complained about those loose ball dives, and just when you dive on the ball, you can't do anything. Can't even call timeout until you're in a seating position. A little extra says, will tireless scorers still be a badge in 2K20? Also, will badges still have levels that vary from bronze to Hall of Fame? Mike says tireless scorer was removed and its function broken up into two separate badges, relentless finisher and tireless shooter. And yes, badges still have 4 levels. Now Anton says they should make everyone able to see each other's shot meter. Mike says that's how it's currently set up in 2K20. You see exactly what the shooter sees in online matches. Shot meter preferences, green effects, etc. I personally don't want to see everybody's shot meter. I think that takes some of the excitement out of the game. For example, nobody knew if Kawhi Leonard was going to make that game-winning shot. But heck, if you're able to turn it off and master your jump shot, that might give you the advantage for people that are looking to see other people's shot meter. So Augustine asks, if I turn my shot meter off, will they be able to see my timing? Mike Wang says no, they'll only see greens. Comp players may want to consider going this route too. Well, obviously comp players would want to go this route because it's an obvious advantage if people can see your shot meter. They just know when you're going to miss shots. So that's dope. I think I'm going to turn my shot meter off. That way my defenders can only see my green light animations. King Yaz says, what about vacuum screens? Will screens be worked on and will we be able to dodge them? Mike says they're much less grabby this year. Better animation content and more branch out points. Feels way better overall in my opinion. That's great to hear because that was a big problem, especially D'ing up on stretch bigs who had a teammate setting screens for them, especially when you're close enough to get a hand up, you get pulled back into a screen. That was like the worst feeling. RB Jr. says, what are passing badges looking like this year? Out of Dimer, Flashy Passer, Lob City Passer, Pick and Roll Maestro, which remain and which are gone? Mike says, Pick and Roll Maestro is gone and replaced by a new badge called Needle Threader, which does a similar thing but extends to other passing situations, not just limited to pick and roll situations. I still haven't seen that full court one-armed bounce pass that Magic Johnson could do, or maybe LeBron James as well, in 2K at all. Hopefully they thought about mocapping something like that. Basley says, what's the difference between relentless finisher and contact finisher? Seems like the same function badge. Mike says relentless is more energy fatigued related. Contact finisher boosts your ability to hit the shots. They work hand in hand though. Now Mike did chime in again on the shot meter fiasco. It did cause a big stir and a bunch of questions in the community over Twitter. He says, I'm working on making the shot meter off option into the pro gamer settings. If you can hit the excellent window, huge shot percentage boost. But if you're a couple frames off, you'll most likely miss. Man, I just want the option to turn my shot meter off so other people can't tell if I'm gonna miss the shots. But most of the time I'll get full bars or green releases anyway, so as long as it looks like it might be going in, I guess it's not giving too much away. Not sure if I like there to be an extra penalty for turning my shot meter off though. Now we've got some news from developer Zach Timmerman on post scoring. He says post hop shots go in based only on timing and how well contested you are. You can counter moves, drop steps, spins, dives, if you quickly move the left stick into the direction the ball handler is moving to shift the existing result more in your favor. But you have to react quickly. Some of the more elbowy post moves, the ones that obliterate the defender during Takeover, were removed today. You'll see them in the demo, but you won't see them in the final product. Now let me clarify my statement in yesterday's video about post scores not being overpowered. No, I absolutely agree. Some of those post score animations while in Takeover were absolutely ridiculous. I definitely think they should nerf some of the cheese that post scores can do before Takeover. But we have to be careful for what we wish for when it comes to 2K, especially when it comes to Takeover. I wouldn't want them to be fiddling around too much with the one thing that made 2K19 special. Some of you guys don't remember this, but the Grand Badge in 2K17 was a glimpse into the future of Takeover. But you guys all saw in 2K18, it was completely removed. So 2K has a history of giving you guys something awesome and then completely taking it away from you. Some of you guys are a little bit too excited about off-ball juke animations. Some of us recall that actually being in 2K a while back, and they took that out of the game. So we gotta be careful, man. Takeover is that one thing that really made 2K19 separate from the rest of the 2Ks, and it made it fun, it made it exciting, and that was kind of what you were playing for whenever you were playing the game, getting into Takeover. And as long as all Takeovers are OP, then it kind of balances it out. Now obviously when you're playing the 2s, all bets are off. 1v1 in the 2s is Cheese City. That's where it's the hardest to stop a cheesy post scorer, when we saw them winning King of the Court in 1v1 so easily. But in every other environment, 3v3s, 4s, 5s, JRC, Team Pro-Am, as long as you got a rim protector, you was pretty good. But this is definitely promising. Zach Timmerman did clear that up pretty good. Joe Knows asks, still has an effect on how post builds are played and defended. If the defender is playing tight and I spin in the demo, I'm gonna throw the guy, but what will the actual game be like? Will the spin still be good or will it be trash? I won't know because I'll be throwing people in the demo. Zach says spins, dives, drop steps, etc. are still effective post-takeover moves. They will dust defenders enough to give you room to make something happen, but it's more balanced. Less sending defenders off the screen. I kind of think that's the answer that we all were looking for. We just wanted to make sure that post scorers in Takeover is not necessarily as unrealistic as it was in 2K19, because some of those animations were straight up fouls and absolutely illegal in most cases. And then we've got Playoff Brooke, who comes in and says, is the Needle Threader badge all passing badges into one, or is there still Dimer and Flashy Passer separately? Mike says Dimer and Flashy Passer are separate and still in the game. And finally, Mike comes in and says, quick note about shot timing in NBA 2K20. Penalties for poor timing get stricter the further you are from the hoop, which actually makes sense. Yes, layup timing is in the game, but poor timing in close doesn't hurt you too bad. But bad timing on threes will lead to a lot of bricking, which isn't really saying much. I think most of us already knew that. Obviously, shot timing penalties will be worse if you're further from the hoop. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys think these are some new updates, some of these new badges, if you're excited about some of this news, if it sounds like they're balancing 2K20 pretty good. We've got some more news coming today. As always, smack that like button to show your support. Make sure you have notifications turned on so you'll be up to date on the news. And I'll see you in the next one.
And on my outdoor hoop to now going up and trying to raise the roof like Cynthia Cooper and, you know, do a turnaround like Tina Thompson. I'm so thankful for them for inspiring me.
We wanted to make sure that the game was right. Added at least probably 3,000 to 5,000 animations. For me, it's the entire package to try and capture all the motions that we could, represent as many different players as we could. And the WNBA was represented exactly how it should be. And so I think right now, 2K20, I'm super excited for how it's going to turn out. It's the perfect time.
We have arrived.